Hello, this is Richard with Rising Above SEO. Today we're going to be going over the website championsconsultinggroup.com. Now on here we can see the home page with Champions Consulting Group, have the phone number and the email, and overall I'd say this is a good home page for people to be able to look at, to get more information, to go where they want to go, and where you want to lead them. On the logo here, looks like it's a little pixelated on some of the larger screens that I have. If it's smaller, it doesn't look too bad, but you might want to work on getting a little better logo with that. As we go to each page, here's the About page, has your picture, little information, and then it has a form to fill out. And I'm going to talk about this form a little bit. So this form, as you can see, creates a lot of white space. Now, if we move your website the screen smaller, it does flow in line with there, but for those that have a bigger screen, the form moves and it moves all the way to the right, and I'll show you why this is going to be a problem here in a minute. By franchise, on some of these pages what I do is I'd probably put a picture or two to keep the person interested on the page, and of course here the form just extends longer, makes more white space. Also, when I click on this link and a lot of the other links on your page, let's see, we do free evaluation, start now. This takes us to that page for a free evaluation. Now what you actually want to do, that link opens up and goes directly to this site, and there's also other links on here on your site as well. You want them to open in a new tab so that your website stays up, and then they can go to that other tab and it brings them open on that tab, so they won't forget about the championsconsultinggroup.com website. So Sell Your Business has information, also the Get Started, and then of course the form here creates a lot of white space whenever they have larger screens. Contact Us creates a lot of white space because all it has is the form. The purpose is the form to be here in the middle so that people can actually look at it and it doesn't look like there's nothing on the page right now. When you go to your blogs, let's see, last one you did was February 7th, or last two. So We Know Your Secret, this is a blog page. Now, to see more about the study at Harvard University, this goes to a totally different site, and it goes straight there, but doesn't open in a new tab. So now people can get lost on the Harvard website and then possibly totally forget how to get back to your website. So that's one of the reasons why you want to have it open in a separate tab. Also consider getting an SSL certificate. Google is giving better rankings, and it's probably going to become a necessary thing to have later on, because that's where they're leading to make everything more secure, to make sure that people aren't going to have an issue with anything in their security on websites. So it's really important to actually get the SSL certificate for your site. Next, we have on here the Google speed test. So right now you run pretty decently fast, about 4 seconds. So you see the comparison here, right over here. So you're in the good selection, not fair or poor. So that's pretty decent, losing maybe about 10% of the customers that are impatient. And also there's a few things that can be done to help improve website speed. This is an SEO score for the website. We scored you at a 37 out of 100. No underscores in the URL, not blacklisted. Favicon icon, what that is the little symbol on your site to the very top. It has a little picture. So the length of the title is 65 characters, and Google only reads about 60, so maybe we might be able to shorten this a little bit, but overall seems decent. We probably want to just change some words on there so that you get all of those. The meta description, a lot of information here. Google only looks at 160 characters, so we need to shorten this by about 200. If you take away 200 of them, then you'll be within the Google search engine so that they can read that meta description tag. Next on here, we got the images that you have. Alt text. You want to have your images have some type of alt text telling people what the image is about. So 1 out of your 36 images has that, and that needs to change. You definitely want to change that. 0 out of 36 images have underscores. Very important. Use a dash instead of an underscore because Google likes reading it better. H1 tag. H1 tag bolds out things, but what it does is it targets Google and says, hey, this is important on my website. Can you please look at this first? And that's mainly what I want them to pay attention to. That's what the H1 tag is. Content analysis. This is a main homepage, so it's not necessary to have a lot of content. We would look at content on your other pages. Sitemap.xml, definitely want to have that. I think this is running off of WordPress when I checked it. So sitemap is really easy to put on the back end with a plugin. This is just some keywords that it found on your main site. Schema.org, you don't actually have you have that it's headquartered in Las Vegas, but you don't have an actual address. So if you do consider that at some time, you can. Schema.org just makes it easier for Google to show you up on the local search engines when they're doing that. So SSL certificate found, but the connection is not secure. So there's something, if you do have something with that, then you want to make sure that it's a secure one. It looks like it might not have been done properly if you have it. I'm also pulling that the speed analysis, so looks like there's possible optimization cache so that you can run faster. It didn't seem to have any really, but these are things that can be fixed that are help run. Mobile analysis, as you moved to the left, it moved with that and then made the words so that you can read them. So it's mobile optimized means that you can read this and it's not really tiny print where you can't read it. That's pretty much what that is. Consider putting a Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus One share link on there. Google likes to see that. It allows people to share your website a lot easier. And your domain authority is a 1 because you haven't really done anything with the website up until now, which is when you're starting. So there's things on there that can be fixed so that the website will run faster, so that it'll be read better on Google, and that it will just help you all with your overall rankings on the search engines. Now we're going to go over some information about the site. So you can see on here, championsconsultinggroup.com. This is a analysis as well that I done. It's a different one that I use when I look at websites. So on here we can see domain authority is a 1. That's telling me that the overall authority of your content and of your site is really low. Google is at 100, and you've got other websites like your Facebook and Twitter like 99 and 100 because they're authoritative in their market. So right now that's going to need built up, being able, and that will actually help you with your rankings. For the metrics on the site, the site's been up for 3 years and you are indexed, which is really important, and you're running on WordPress. So this shows me that there's no backlinks going to the site, that you're mobile friendly. And I already checked your backlinks, didn't find any. And there's no anchor text because there's no backlinks. Also, when I checked the top pages ranking or the URL ranking, I don't find anything yet either because it's a brand new site, which is normal for a brand new website. On here, I looked up some keywords: buying a business, being own boss, buying a franchise, start a business, how to start a business, how to buy a business, and how to buy a franchise. And this also came up with other keywords that you can actually use. Now some of these, see, it says PPC competition is your pay-per-click competition. This means it's low, but that doesn't mean that difficulty on the keyword is low. That just means that there's not a lot of traffic value for that keyword for these. So you see on here, average monthly searches is about 10 on these. But what I would do with these specific keywords, such as how can we start a new business, business buying process. This one has 110 monthly searches, a little more competitive here, but I would focus on doing blogs on these keywords. So make this the main focus keyword, and then also incorporate other keywords related to the buying process for a business. So you have business buying process, what is the process for buying a business, those kind of things, and Google creates those relations with the keyword so that you can use that. How to start a firm, you can do like a list of what people would need to be able to do that, just giving them free information and then allowing them to take that contact form that you have so that you can contact them and speak to them more about it. Franchise fee, taking over a business. So these are all keywords that what I would do is I would focus on writing blogs about them, and then whenever you have somebody go in and start SEOing your site, they can utilize the blogs to be able to rank you for that, because we can go on the main website, we can start manipulating the keywords to make sure it flows with what you're talking about with those different pages on your site. So focus on that right now, because blogging, it just helps you create content and having a constant change on your website, not necessarily changing the main pages, but having that blog come on. Google's going to be crawling, and when they see new content more often, they're going to crawl your website more often because they're like, well, there's new content, let's look at this website more, and that'll help create your authority as well when you're doing that. And you'll also probably get some natural links from people when you start sharing on Facebook and Twitter, and you start following people that like this kind of information and inside this niche. That way, that'll help you start building your authority in your actual market. So I'm going to show you keyword difficulty just on a few keywords. This keyword is how to buy a business. It's at a 53% difficulty, but it has 1,600 search volume per month. 1,600 people are searching for this keyword. Percent is kind of cool. It's going to take anywhere between 12 to 15 months to rank for the keyword, but we're going to have to do things differently. It might not just be from your website ranking, because I've got a lot of high domain authority websites on here like entrepreneur.com, SBA.gov. The Balance is kind of a high DA website. So we're going to have to possibly focus on getting articles on these websites linking to your business, talking about it, and then building up those links for your site. So you see Forbes. So you got a lot of higher competition people in this market that we're trying to beat out. And that's just going to take longer to be able to do that. Process of buying a business, this 47% keyword difficulty. smallbusinessbc.ca, so it looks like a Canada website. Business for sale, and you see the domain authorities on here: 59.48, 84, 81, 91, 53. Doesn't mean we can't get in here with a lower domain authority, it's just going to be harder, that's all. And buying a business checklist. So this is one I might do like a blog. So you see on here they got the following is a checklist of information and documents you should review. westmoreland.score.org. So whatever this website is, they made some type of checklist and Google put them up there as the authority for a checklist for a business checklist. So search volume is 140 searches per month. And this one, so we got domain authority of 43. It looks like 35 is the lowest right now. So it's just creating that authority with your website now instead of having these websites be the authority. But it's going to take a lot of work to do that, going to take a lot of links to be able to do that as well. So with that, this was a review of the championsconsultinggroup.com. My name is Richard with Rising Above SEO. And if you have any further questions, please let me know. I definitely want to be able to see the success of this business grow. Utilize this analysis to be able to do some SEO by yourself, do a little research, and that way you can get some information going right now. So the blogs, really important. Just keep writing blogs. Do it more often because it looks like you do it. So let's go back. You had 2 on February 7th, January 12th, 7th, the 2nd. So there was a little bit more action in January, but that way your readers and people that are following you will actually be able to, let's make sure, get more information about that, and they'll start following you. So yeah, I would definitely put some social links. Let people be able to share it because they like doing that. If they really like your article, they'll share it, and then you start getting more traction with that. All right, that is it for championsconsultinggroup.com. Have a great day or evening whenever you're watching this. Thank you.